Hi students, myself Satish Kumar Konidala, Assistant Professor, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Vignan Foundation for Science, Technology and Research, Guntur. I am going to deal with the pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry subject. In this subject, we are going to discuss about inorganic substances, how they are going to be act as pharmaceutical agents or pharmaceutical active substances, and what type of pharmacological actions are shown by the inorganic substances. So along with this, we are going to discuss about the adverse effects, side effects and toxic effects of these inorganic substances. So how they will act, or what is the dose range of these inorganic substances, and if the dose is exceeded, what type of effects are produced by these inorganic substances. So this type of topics are discussed in this pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry. In the first chapter of pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry subject, we are going to discuss about the topics like pharmacopoeias, impurities, limit test, etc. First, we are going to discuss about the pharmacopoeias. Pharmacopoeias are nothing but the books. Of course, nowadays it is also available as the online versions or CD-ROM versions, and these books or CD-ROM versions will provide the legal standards for the drugs and drug-related products regarding their purity, stability, transport, manufacturing, storage, and different aspects. And that means these pharmacopoeias or standards are considered as the reference standards for maintaining the purity, stability, and transport, manufacturing, storage of the medicinal substances which are intended for human use or animal use. These books or standards are considered as the standard books like our constitution, our Indian constitution. So when there is some problem or some legal problem is occurred, lawyers are referring the constitutional codes. So likewise, in case of our drug manufacturing, storage or transport, in that aspects we are going to refer the standards which are mentioned in the pharmacopoeias or national formularies. That way we have to compare these books as the reference standard. So after completion of this video, student could be able to understand what is meant by pharmacopoeias, national formularies or drug compendia, and they have to know about the importance of these drug compendia, pharmacopoeias or national formulary. Finally, they are able to understand the contents of pharmacopoeia and how it is useful for regular processing of medicines and medicinal related products for maintaining the purity, stability and quality of these substances. The contents of this video includes introduction to the pharmacopoeias and national formulary, importance of pharmacopoeias and national formularies. Then you are going to discuss about some important pharmacopoeias and national formularies like Indian Pharmacopoeia and National Formulary of India. So let us see one by one. Drug compendia includes official compendia and non-official compendia. Drug compendia is nothing but the books or the standards provided for the drugs and drug-related substances by the official and non-official authorities of a particular country or region. Official compendias are nothing but the books or legal standards of the drugs and other drug-related substances for their purity, quality and strength, which are provided by the government agencies of respective countries or region. Examples are pharmacopoeias and national formularies. Non-official compendia are nothing but the books which are other than the official drug compendia, and they can be utilized as the secondary reference source for drugs and other related substances. Examples are Merck-Index and Martindale. This Martindale is also called as the extra pharmacopoeia. The term pharmacopoeia is derived from the Greek words like pharmakon and poeia. Pharmakon is nothing but drugs, poeia is nothing but to make. So the meaning of pharmacopoeia or pharmakon and poeia is nothing but drugs to make or drug making. Pharmacopoeia is a legal and official book which is issued by the authorized or recognized authorities which are usually appointed by the government of each country or region, and it comprising the list of pharmaceutical substances and formulae along with their description and standards. Pharmacopoeia is the official book of standards for drugs prepared by the regulatory bodies or authorized authorities appointed by the each country or region to provide the standards regarding the identity, purity and strength of the drugs which are going to be imported, manufactured or distributed throughout the country or specific region. And it is also a book containing collection of monographs, and they are published by the authorized body which are appointed by the government or pharmaceutical society. Here the monograph is nothing but the collection of detailed information on a particular drug, its dosage form and methods of analysis. The contents of monograph includes chemical name, formula, solubility, identification, pH, SA, specific optical rotation, loss on drying, sulfated as, dose. Here we can observe the monograph of ascorbic acid. So in this monograph, so it consisting of chemical name, chemical formula or chemical structure, pharmacological use, dosage forms and physicochemical properties, method of identification. So this type of information is provided in the monograph. And coming to the importance of pharmacopoeia, first it is used to maintain the uniformity and controlling the standards of drugs which are available in the market. Second, it is used to avoid the adulterated drugs. And third one is to provide the complete information on drugs and their dosage forms. And fourth one is which are also used as the references for laboratory, industry and academic institutions. So here we can see the list of pharmacopoeias which are available worldwide. Generally each and every country has its own pharmacopoeia, like Argentine pharmacopoeia, Australian pharmacopoeia, Belgian pharmacopoeia, Brazilian pharmacopoeia, British pharmacopoeia. Like that different pharmacopoeias are available. So out of these all pharmacopoeias, most important pharmacopoeias are nothing but British pharmacopoeia, European pharmacopoeia, Indian pharmacopoeia, United States pharmacopoeia and international pharmacopoeia. So we are going to discuss important pharmacopoeias one by one later. Next, formularies. Formularies are nothing but the books so which are containing the list collection of formulae for the compounding of medicinal preparations. So that means, for example, I am going to manufacturing a paracetamol tablet. For that, I require paracetamol drug, that is nothing but active pharmaceutical ingredient. Along with this paracetamol drug, I also require some of the excipients like starch, talc, magnesium stearate. So like that we are using some other excipients, and the amount of excipients are used is important to prepare the paracetamol tablet. So a specific amount of these excipients are required to make the effective dosage form, that is nothing but the paracetamol tablet, and that doses or amounts are considered as the formula. That means a fixed doses of these excipients and active pharmaceutical ingredient is required to manufacturing a particular dosage form, and that fixed doses of all these contents is considered as the formula. And this formularies includes the list of all formulas related to the drugs as well as different types of dosage forms. And these formularies also provide the comprehensive information regarding the therapeutics. So along with the compounding formulae, these formularies are also providing the comprehensive details on therapeutics. Therapeutics means treatment. The purpose of formularies includes these formularies can able to provide the unbiased information to the healthcare professionals throughout the country to promote the safe, effective and rational use of medicines. It can help to eliminate the unsafe, ineffective or poor quality medicinal products by identifying the effective and safe medications. And these formularies are useful to support cost-effective utilization of drug budgets and improve access to essential medicines. And here we can see the information which is going to be included in national formularies. That means the contents of national formulary. So the contents of national formulary includes general advice to prescribers, individual drug information, therapeutic information, recommendations, medicine prices and brand names which are available at health facilities, national policies on prescribing or dispensing, brief summary of local guidelines, specific information on drug interactions, prescribing in pregnancy, breastfeeding, hepatic and renal impairment, and also includes the forms for reporting adverse drug reactions and product quality problems. They are also providing the nomograms, dose calculators or other tools. And here we can observe the differences between the national formulary, hospital formulary and pharmacopoeias. So in case of national formularies, these national formularies are generally concentrate on the available and affordable medicines that are relevant to the treatment of disease in particular country. So that means national formularies are providing the information regarding the drugs which are available for the treatment of diseases in a particular country or region. But in case of hospital formulary, provides the information regarding the medicines that are available in the particular hospital. Each and every hospital maintains their own hospital formulary. In older days, compounding is in practice. Compounding is in practice at the dispensaries. That means whenever they are requiring a particular active ingredient, and that will be converted into the dosage form at the dispensaries only. So for that reason, so they are maintaining their own formularies for compounding the dosage forms. Hospital formularies generally concentrate on the medicines that are available in the particular hospital. So that means each and every hospital has its own hospital formulary that includes what type of dosage forms or what type of drugs which are available in the hospital to treat a particular type of disease. And pharmacopoeias are nothing but legally recognized books for the standards of the drugs and drug related substances to monitoring the quality of drugs and their pharmaceuticals. So this is about some introduction related to the pharmacopoeias and national formularies, and next we are going to discuss about some important pharmacopoeias and national formularies. First of all, we are going to discuss about the Indian pharmacopoeia. So these are some images related to the different editions of Indian pharmacopoeia. Indian pharmacopoeia is the official book or legal book which can able to provide the standards related to the drug and drug related substances regarding their identity, purity, strength in India. So the first official pharmacopoeia of India appeared in 1868, so which is edited by the Edward John Waring. So the official pharmacopoeia of India is appeared in the year of 1868, and this was edited by the Edward John Waring. In pre-independence days, that means before independence, British pharmacopoeia is utilized as the version of Indian pharmacopoeia. The Colonial Addendum of BP, so the Colonial Addendum of British Pharmacopoeia 1898 was published in 1900, so which is appeared as the Government of India edition in 1901. So which is appeared as this BP in 1898, which is appeared as the Government of Indian edition in 1901. In 1946, Government of India issued one list known as Indian Pharmacopoeia List. So this Indian Pharmacopoeia List was prepared by a 9-member committee under the chairmanship of Sir R.N. Chopra. The R.N. Chopra committee was appointed by the Department of Health, Government of India, Delhi in 1946. So in 1948, the Government of India appointed an Indian Pharmacopoeia Committee for preparing the Indian Pharmacopoeia. The tenure of this committee was about 5 years. The Indian Pharmacopoeia Committee works under the chairmanship of Dr. B.N. Ghosh, and this committee published the first edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia in 1955. The first edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia is written in English, and the official titles of monographs are given in the Latin language. It covers about 986 monographs, and there is a supplement to this edition was published in 1960. And coming to the second edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia, which was published in 1966 under the chairmanship of Dr. B. Mukherjee. The official titles of monographs are given in English. So instead of Latin language, which are present in the first edition of IP, in second edition, official titles of monographs are given in English. Doses were expressed in metric system. For tablets and injections, usual strengths are provided in second edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia. Formulation of the drugs were given immediately after the monograph of drugs. About 274 monographs from first edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia, that is Indian Pharmacopoeia 1955, and 93 new monographs were added to the second edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia. And supplement to this second edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1975. In that, 126 new monographs have been included and 250 monographs have been amended. And the cholera vaccine has been deleted in second edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia. The third edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1985 with 2 volumes and 9 appendices. In that, 261 new monographs have been added, 450 monographs were deleted. The first addendum of third edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1989, and in that 46 new monographs were added, 126 monographs were amended. The second addendum of third edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1991. In that, 62 new monographs were added and 110 monographs were amended. The fourth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 1996 under the chairmanship of Dr. Nityanand. This fourth edition was effective from 1st December 1996. And it includes 1149 monographs and 123 appendices. So in that, 294 new monographs are added, 110 monographs have been deleted. The fourth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia also consisting of 2 addendums. The first addendum was made effective from the 31st December 2000. So in that, 42 new monographs have been added. And the second addendum has been made effective from 30th June 2003. In that, 19 new monographs have been added. And there is a veterinary supplement to the fourth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia, so which contains 208 monographs and 4 appendices. So and there is a supplement for the veterinary medicines are also available in the fourth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia. The fifth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 2007, and the addendums for this fifth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 2008. This fifth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia, that is IP 2007, is presented in 3 volumes. The first volume contains general notes and general chapters, and the second and third volumes contains the general monographs on drug substances, dosage forms and pharmaceutical aids. Dosage forms and pharmaceutical aids. The sixth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in 2010, and it was published by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, Ghaziabad, and this was worked for a period of 2 years. The sixth edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia, that is IP 2010, is presented in 3 volumes. The volume 1 contains notes, preface, the structure of Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, acknowledgements, introduction and general chapters. The second volume contains general notes, general monographs on dosage forms and monographs on drug substances, dosage forms and pharmaceutical aids in alphabetical order from A to M. The third volume contains monographs on drug substances, dosage forms and pharmaceutical aids in alphabetical order from N to Z. Followed by the monographs, there are special chapters on vaccines and immunosera for human use, herbs and herbal products, blood and blood related products, biotechnology products and veterinary products. And in case of 6th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia, that is IP 2010, the scope of Pharmacopoeia has been extended to including the products of biotechnology, indigenous herbs and herbal products, veterinary vaccines, antiretroviral drugs and formulations, and inclusive of commonly used fixed dosage combinations. This edition also includes the standards for new drugs and drugs which are under the national health programs, and it omits the information regarding the drugs and formulations which are not used in nowadays. The number of monographs of excipients, anti-cancer drugs, herbal products and antiretroviral drugs has been increased in this edition. The 7th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia was published in the year of 2014 and which is published by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission on behalf of Government of India, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The Indian Pharmacopoeia 2014 is appeared in 4 volumes. The scope of the Indian Pharmacopoeia has been extended to the additional information like anti-cancer drugs, antiretroviral drugs and their formulations, products of biotechnology, indigenous herbs and herbal products, veterinary vaccines. The 7th edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia, that is IP 2014, consists about 2,550 monographs of the drugs, out of which 577 are new monographs related to active pharmaceutical ingredients, excipients, dosage forms, herbal products. So this is about the history and contents which are present in the different editions of the Indian Pharmacopoeia. And next, National Formulary of India. So the National Formulary of India is prepared by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, so which is appointed by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission assigned by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India to prepare the National Formulary of India. The first edition of Indian Formulary of India was published by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission in 1960, and the second edition was published in 1966, third edition was published in 1979, fourth edition was published in 2011, and the fifth edition was published in 2016. So this is the current edition of National Formulary of India. Let us see the types of drugs which comes under the National Formulary of India. So first one is the drugs which are present in the National List of Emergency Medicine 2011 India. Second one is drugs which are used in the National Health Programs. And third one is the drugs which are listed in Indian Pharmacopoeia. And fourth one is the drugs not covered but recommended by the panel of experts of the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. And fifth one is any drugs considered appropriate by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. So any drugs which are considered as the appropriate by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, that type of drugs also has to be included into National Formulary of India. Here we can see the criteria for exclusion of drugs from the National Formulary of India. So exclusion criteria includes drugs which are banned in India, obsolete drugs. Obsolete drugs means those drugs which are not in use at that time. And third one is the drugs considered as inappropriate by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. So these three types of drugs can able to exclude from the National Formulary of India. And coming to the contents of National Formulary of India 2016. So the contents as follows. First one is Preface, Introduction, Acknowledgements, List of medicine monographs included and deleted, abbreviations, General advice to prescribers, monographs, appendices regarding the national health programs, calculations, advisories, disposal of unused medicines, poison information centers in India, drug interactions, special conditions, drugs that are banned, national list of emergency medicine, pharmacovigilance programs in India, etc. So these are the table of contents of National Formulary of India 2016. When you see the differences between the National Formulary of India 2011 and National Formulary of India 2016, in case of National Formulary of India 2011, it consisting of 377 drug monographs, 22 fixed dosage form combinations, 20 immunological drug monographs, and 17 vitamins and 12 vitamins. In case of National Formulary of India 2016, it consisting of 521 drug monographs, 33 fixed dosage form combination, 33 fixed dosage form combinations, 20 immunological, 12 vitamins, 8 drug monographs which are deleted. And in case of National Formulary of India 2011, it consisting of Schedule H drugs. In case of National Formulary of India 2016, it consisting of Schedule H and H1. And in 2011, it consisting of 30 chapters by therapeutic categories. In case of 2016, 3 categories are added. In that, basics of medicine emergency, drugs for oral health, medicines banned in sports. So these 3 new chapters are added along with the previous 30 chapters are revised. And 15 appendices are present in the 2011 National Formulary of India. In case of National Formulary of 2016, it consisting of 22 appendices which will focus on adverse drug reaction reporting and casualty assessment, drugs causing severe allergic reactions, drugs banned in India since 2008, National List of Emergency Medicine 2011. And in case of 2011 National Formulary of India, adverse drug reaction reporting form for healthcare professional is provided. In case of National Formulary of India 2016, along with the adverse drug reaction reporting form for healthcare professionals, there is a ADR reporting form for consumers also available. So this is about the National Formulary of India. So this is about the National Formulary of India. So up to now we discussed about the drug compendia. In that we discussed about the official compendia and non-official compendia. Then after we discussed about the pharmacopoeia. So what is meant by pharmacopoeia? So what is the importance of pharmacopoeia? Contents of pharmacopoeia including the contents of monographs. And then after we discussed about the formularies, importance of formularies and the contents of formulary. Then after we discussed about the Indian pharmacopoeia. So we seen the history of Indian pharmacopoeia, how it is prepared, what is the regulatory body has the responsibility to prepare the Indian pharmacopoeia, and different editions of Indian pharmacopoeia, how the Indian pharmacopoeia is changed from first edition to the current edition. Then after we discussed about the National Formulary of India. In that we discussed about the contents of National Formulary of India, criteria for including and excluding the drugs in National Formulary of India, and finally we discussed about the differentiation between the National Formulary of India 2011 and 2016. Thank you.